Most people, especially artists, associate themselves with their creation. It's very common to feel that if people don't like our work, it means we're bad artists or even bad human beings. That is a very unhealthy way of approaching our work, and it could be dangerous. If you over-identify with your work to the point of feeling that the success or failure of that work will drastically change your mood or self-worth, it will cripple your body of work. In other words, it will stop you from making stuff. That is a heavy price to pay. Nobody enjoys their work not being liked or not reaching the exposure they intended. But we gotta remember that even though our work might reflect a little about who we are not a reflection of our work. In order to be successful creators, we must learn to separate ourselves from our work. Some of the stuff we do will work, and some will flop. Only if we decide to cherish that separation can we hope to have the energy and motivation to keep working. It's the true professional artist that can accept this principle and keep creating despite of it all. I've released work that has flopped in the past. I launched an animated web series that I worked on for a long time, only to realize the obvious. People on YouTube don't usually care about what people post, unless of course you took the time to build an audience. If you have no audience, which is exactly what I had back then your piece will probably go unnoticed. Should I have taken it personally? Well, I almost did, but that's the easy way out. Let me just say that again. Taking these things personally and clamming up is the easy path to take. You know what's harder? Sitting and analyzing what went wrong. What could you have done better? What did work, what didn't, and why? That's what creators do. After releasing the web series and facing the silence, I started thinking about what can I learn from that experience. My main lesson is that in order to produce original content that is not informational, that is entertainment content like my animated short films, I would probably do much better with building a following first, an audience. I'm not saying it can't work without that, but this was my takeaway from that experience. After building an audience on YouTube through this channel, I was able to then deliver original content that was viewed by a much larger audience. I released short films that were featured in festivals and were viewed by a lot of people. I was also able to publish a book and a bunch of courses about animation, which many people buy every day. But I've also released work that was not so well received, or worse, ignored. I've released over 400 videos on YouTube and wrote over 150 articles on bloopanimation.com. Do you think they were all blockbusters? Nope. But after each piece I publish, I spend a little time thinking about it, learn any lessons I can, and then move on to making the next thing, over and over again. That way I make sure I always separate it in my mind that I am not my work. I do the work. Thanks for watching.